We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
On today, Big Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Benito's, it is ghost pepper infused maple syrup. And of course, there's not a lot to this. We also did the habanero version of this. When I say we, I mean I. Oh, pull in label, come on. Okay, so it is listing ghost peppers first and the maple syrup second, which, okay, that is clearly not the case. So this label is decidedly not great as far as that goes, but alright, so this is supposedly damn hot, it says in the copy there. I've not seen any of their other hot sauces. I am going to try to look out for some of those. I really like the habanero. The habanero maple syrup, of course, you could check that video out if you're interested. That one I did first, and I ate through that whole thing. You can see there is little tiny, I don't know if that's even coming in, bits of, let's see, let's give you a white point. Very, can you see it there? Can you make it up? Very, there it is. Very tiny bits of infusion there in the maple syrup. So, we all know what it's going to look like when it pours. It's going to look like pure syrup, which is very, very runny. Let's take a look at it in the spoon. And we can see there is just, I mean, it looks essentially like what it is, which is a straight syrup with like little bits of pepper in there. Hopefully it's pulling in. This is very, very runny. I'm trying not to, but you know what, here, let's see if we can. Something I almost never do, but I want to try to show you this. Okay. Hopefully you can see the little bits in there of the pepper. That's really cool. I can't wait any longer. I've been excited for this for a while, so let's get to it. Much punchier than the habanero, certainly, but it tastes mostly just of that nice rich maple. Grade A dark, beautiful. All right, so as I promised in the last video, the habanero, what I went with was last time was eggs and bacon. Now I've got eggs, bacon, ham, and waffles. Nice, you can see there. Nice. Right, got the yolks there, runny yolks. Okay, so what we're going to do, just everything. This ham, I don't know about you guys, but what I like to do is render the ham on the grill a little bit. It's got a nice ham steak. You can see I'm using a lot of this. So there's making this prospect a touch on the expensive side, but so there is, I'm going to say using about a third of the bottle here. So I just opened it on camera, as you guys saw. No, the big question for me is not what is going to be hotter. All I am interested to see just what kind of burn I can get out of this. The question for me is more, which one do I like better? I was so happy to see these when I came across these. If you guys have been following along in the blog or just the channel here, you can see that I'm always on the lookout for new non-sauce content. I never have trouble finding sauces. There's a lot of those. But it's the non-sauce stuff that there's not much of that. That always is the challenge. You'll have someone like Arby's doing their Diablo Dare thing, but only running it for a month in the middle of winter. I don't understand what they're going for there. Like, why are you doing that? You're picking a time. Well, people aren't as active. You know, put the thing in the spring, fall, summer, somewhere in there. But otherwise, I think you kind of cap with success of what it could be. And if you're doing that, why bother? You know, what's the point? That's what you're gonna do. Like, why throw it out there at all? Is there a resident chili head in Arby's upper management that really wanted this project to go? And so they did it and then sabotaged it to make sure that it had the least possible chance of success? I don't know. Arby's could have been sitting on a gold mine. I really hope it did well enough that they're going to actually make it something regular. Can you imagine that? A national fast food chain, especially one with the like delicious Arby's, doing that, something catering that hard to chili heads. You see it all the time. I mean, the Hot Ones is popular. Man versus Foodie, there's a lot. Well, the new guy doesn't do as many of them, but there's a lot of spicy eating challenges on there, which I don't think the new guy is super a fan of, but I could be wrong, but I think his preference is a lot more quantity. I think that's where a lot of people go, actually, with that. You won't get the physical sensation of pain. Overeating, yes, but not actual pain, doing the quantity eating challenges. You start playing around with some of those Hot Ones, though. we know how those go. Well, so part of my mission here is failing. I mean, this is hotter than the other one, but really not egregiously so. It's not much hotter. I will give this a legit 1. But you can see, I mean, I'm almost done with a whole third of the bottle I put on there. Man, I'm telling you, putting these ham steaks on the grill, burn some of that fat out, and you get that grilled flavor. It's just a stroke of genius, if I do say so myself, and I do. Like, grilling is something I do. It's not my thing though. So one of the things I'm trying to do this year to keep it interesting, keep it fresh, and it is late spring 2022 as I film this, is to try to push the boundaries a bit of grilling so I don't get bored. Sometimes that'll happen. I'll get bored. You know, I mean, how many times can you do chicken thighs and hamburgers and hot dogs? I don't really eat steaks anymore. Couldn't afford it if I did. So, and pork chops and pork and all that stuff. I don't really do ribs. I'm trying to keep things as healthy as I can. And also, I have a gas grill, so that thing is pretty much useless for ribs. Don't leave me comments. I've had that grill since the late 90s. That thing will not die. It's almost rusted away, which takes some doing out in this region of the country, but it's still going. Still got crappy heat zones and so on, but I have tried ribs on it, and I won't do that again. It's a waste of fuel. All right. Well, I like it. It's a really, I love pure maple syrup. That is never going to be, that's never going to be a hard sell for me, ever. And I know I did see a couple other ones out there I'm going to try to get to this year as well. I think Spicy Shark might have a couple. A regular and a blueberry. So I'm going to try to get to those also. But I will say this. This is really good. If you're a chili head and you like the pure maple syrup as much as I do, definitely come across this Benito's. It's fabulous. I can't say enough. It's a great syrup. It is, though. You know, I think this was $10. So right there, I just put $2.50 worth of syrup on that stuff. So it definitely is not something that is a cheap way of going about that, but it is excellent. I really enjoyed that. Like I said, the heat is probably a legit one, but it is like there. I never really got anything too much approaching a burn or anything like that, even though I just went through a third of a bottle of it. So it would probably surprise non-chili heads, but I don't. It's an interesting way of introducing them to super hops, I would say. I think the habanero might be the one though that if you have other people around that are not chili heads, might be the better one to stick to, because that one just gets a little sparky. This one has a little bit more punch to it, but I mean, calling it damn hot is foolish. I mean, it's really good, but when somebody calls something damn hot, I'm expecting more of a catering to chili heads, I guess. But they did a really good job of balancing this, of bringing in a heat, just a very slight amount of the ghost pepper flavor, but having that rich, dark Vermont pure syrup was chef's kiss action right there. So there we have it. It lived up to the hype of what I was hoping for. Just like the habanero did though too. Another excellent sauce. So anyway, but there it is. The Benito's ghost pepper infused maple syrup.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame